Hi guys, welcome back. You might, hopefully you can hear me. So we have a massive plastic bottle problem and just a rubbish problem in general, and they are sorting that out. But in the meantime, I did speak about protesting properly and how we can look at evolving the way we work together, and also how we start looking at our rubbish and taking some social responsibility, is particularly now coming into the festive season where we're just consumers and waste. We have to start changing that now. Heads up, we are now also in eclipse season, and I'm gonna go through maybe tomorrow. Well, we'll see what I can do today in terms of letting you guys heads up on the eclipses and how we're really going to need to come together and start looking at things very differently, very creatively, and start taking some social responsibility rather than expecting that those we've given out, like mummy and daddy, please help us, they're not going to help us anymore. We have to grow up. We have to start thinking outside the box. And I'm going to give you the plastic bottle. Now, you need to look at this like the naked body. It's just naked. So I'm going to do 3 of these, and let's see if we can do 3 completely different planters in under 10 minutes. Like, you don't need much. I never have many resources. Sadly, I normally have a spray can because that is another easy way to paint it. Again, it's just how you dress things up. And it's not about... Also, just be very careful. When you're doing this. So you got your shape. See how deep it is? Okay. We can... Where are the scissors? Clean this up very quickly. It's like kindergarten. There are lines that you can follow. Some plastic bottles are smoother surfaces and you can paint them. I personally don't have the patience to wait for paint, hence why I use spray cans, and today a bit of fashion. So we got that there. Let's see if that sits nicely. Yeah, we can take off the top there. I think I may have cut that one too small, but it's alright because it depends on how tall you want it. Okay, so this bit is where you're going to put the plant, and this bit holds the water. So basically what will happen is it just goes in like that. When you water it, there's nothing coming out the sides. It's basically, that captures all the water, so you can't complain that it's too messy. You could just be like me and forget to water them. Put some drainage holes in. Okay, fill it with soil. Super easy. My plant is over there. Give me 1 second. Cut parsley. Something really simple. Okay. This is the thing as well with these guys. You got to let their roots come out of it. It's like, just let them relax. Pop it in. Top it up with soil. Sorry, maybe I wasn't so showy. Pop that into there. Now, that is a planter. Not the prettiest planter in the world because it's still naked. Let's start with dressing it up with some silk. I'm sure lots of people have fabric laying around the house. Depending on whatever your style is, or whatever fabric you like. I personally have lots of scarves, and then it's dressed, and that can sit anywhere. You can then do whatever you want with the scarf. I'll think more about that later on, but basically you guys can see it no longer looks like a plastic bottle. Your scarf won't get destroyed and wet. You don't have to worry about the water leaking out the bottom. It's all going to get caught in the thing underneath. And that's one. Okay, so number 2. Easy, just cut the label off. I've used, again, all the stuff that I've got at home to make life easier. That one was a little bit deeper. I would take, depending on how tall you want it as well, like you might want to have something with more roots in it, so you could have something like that, and that would hold like a proper little tree. But again, just tidying it up the edges. Give it some holes. I'm always very cautious that I'm going to cut myself, so just be mindful of what you're using and where your fingers are, because I'm a clumsy little git. There we go, fill it up with some soil. Now my mission with the bottles is to save my spider plants because they can't stay outside in the winter. They're like me, they don't like the cold. So, where is the spider plant? And these guys have really shallow roots, so it doesn't even need to be that deep. Just pop him in. When you water that, this little baby here is going to collect it. Again, it's totally naked. So what did I find? I'm sure anyone has a female around, would have dealt with a female around, would have had stockings, or even socks would work quite okay with this project. Anything that you could literally just do that to. Poor little plant. There you go. And then obviously, because of my time scale in this little demonstration, I'm not going to make it look the prettiest. I'll deal with that at a later date. As you can see, I'm not the type to leave a job unfinished. So, voila. You have this guy. You have this guy. However you want to sit it. I think they look quite cool. You can use loads of different stockings. You know, we throw them all away. There's lots of things we throw away. So let's start looking at how we can dress them up. Use a bit of fashion in our recycling and upcycling. And then the third one, we're going to run out of time, but it's also to use kind of, like, there's going to be so much paper, there's going to be so much string, there's going to be all of that sort of stuff. So maybe we could look at, again, let's do it. Let's just do it. You'll wait a few minutes. It's not going to take that long. see we've almost done 3 planters in under 10 minutes. So could you imagine if we all protested like this, obviously not with so many sharp objects, but we got together and when we left, we actually left them with a load of plants or left them with a load of something. Another idea is we could make similar to profiterole style dresses and actually have people, so we could leave like garden structures that look like mini us. That's that army, I'll put it down below, the Chinese army statues that were pretty cool, but we could actually leave something like that. Like, I mean, protesting, what are you a pro at? Where is your creative inspiration? See, that's way too big. Fine, cut it. Everything can be made to measure. How long is a piece of string? Okay. Make sure you always put drainage in this so you don't kill the plant with overwatering, or I guess like me, underwatering. Okay. Okay, so again, how long is a piece of string? How long do you actually want this thing to be? Let's make a tall one so we can hang it from anywhere. That's not good. And once you got the size of your string, easy. You just measure the next one to that point. Okay. And so, here we go. I was never very good at wrapping presents. Any of my friends will tell you it was normally in newspaper. So, you just got to make sure they're at the lengths you want them. It's good enough for this demonstration. Now with this one, because it's all about the wrapping paper, and I've done a few experiments, we have to, in order for it to hold the paper in place, you kind of have to put it over the top and then poke it through. So I wasn't... Paper. Oh dear, wrong one. 1 second, guys. Okay, so I had loads of contact laying around. One bit of this. Where did you go that way? To that. And then you guys will just get the general idea. Again, it's about dressing it up and how you can dress it. I would have just spray painted these and not used the paper, but again, we're going to have so much wrapping paper. It's an idea about how we can start looking at it from a completely different point of view, i.e. fold that in half again. Okay. I obviously didn't measure it correctly, but you guys can get the general idea. And again, I'm not going to bore you, but basically, can't help myself. I'm one of those people that once I start a job, you got to just finish it, you know, even if it's not the best one. Just knowing that practice does make perfect, and it's up to us to find a way. And it's, again, it doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be that we all live in like rubbish and recycling. Again, beach parties where we can start to make this sort of stuff. You know, this one's going to get hung. we can make so many cool things that don't need to look like rubbish, i.e. that's, I think, pretty cool. And there's so many different fabrics, and you could even, again, put the holes through this and then just dress it over the top. So it's about how we can start looking at our resources and then how we can make things grow. Or it could be a pen holder, or it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a plastic bottle. The problem is that we've been just taught completely wrong in terms of just throw it away. Just throw it away. We don't need to just throw it away. We can actually start making some really, really, really cool stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to finish this one just yet. This is one that I made earlier. As you can see, you put it in and then you can just hang it like the one up there. So just so you guys get the general idea, it just goes through the side bits like that, and then you can hang it. So these are 3 ideas, very quick ones, on how you can dress up a plastic bottle and not make it look like rubbish, but actually have something grow. I hope this helps. Remember, protesting, let's be pros and think very intellectually about how we're going to make our point. And I think leaving ourselves behind might be a good idea. Thanks. Please like, share, and get the message out there.